Welcome to the October episode of Hayes Headlines. My name is Sara Wasinger, President and CEO of the Chamber in Hayes, and with me today is Rhonda Meyerhoff, our Vice President of Membership. Welcome, Rhonda.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And before we get started, we wanted to give a big shout out to Norman and Sandy at Regina's for our beautiful flower display today.
It's gorgeous, as always.
Yes, they always do such a fantastic job. So Rhonda, we have such an exciting event to talk about, and I know you've been working so hard on so many of the details. Do you want to kind of give the viewers at home an insight into what we're doing in October?
I'd love to. So anyway, what we have done is we have taken our business showcase, which used to be featured with 10 businesses in a room, and patrons could come in and visit with each one of those businesses. But with the COVID virus, we decided that we weren't going to let that stop us. We have a twist on our challenge, is what we're calling it, the Business Showcase Challenge. And with the challenge, Sarah, patrons from the community can go into any one of the participating businesses and pick up a challenge card and start to save money and maybe go to some businesses that they've never gone to before. So it's a really fun, exciting twist for those businesses to have people come to them instead.
And I think it's a great way to get an early start on holiday shopping too.
Absolutely. Christmas is just around the corner. We may not want to think that, but it is.
So I'm excited that we're going to be kicking this off October 5th through 16th, right?
Yes.
So although we're featuring a different business every day, any business can be visited throughout that 2-week window.
Absolutely. Whenever they're open during that 2-week window, patrons are welcome to go shop in those stores and get their stamps.
Well, why don't we run through some of the different businesses that we're featuring and just kind of, if we know of some extra information, give the viewers at home a little chance to have a sneak peek into what's coming up.
That's great. Why don't you start us off, Sarah?
So October 5th, we're excited to feature our Fort Hays State University Management and Development Center. And the Chamber is actually a very strong partner with the event that they're going to be talking about with LeaderCast.
Yes.
So this is a great leadership opportunity for anyone. You don't actually have to live in Hays. You can actually register for this if you live in a different community. And they're going to be doing 3 different weeks of LeaderCast. It will be broadcast virtually, so you'll be sent a link to participate, and we will have some local facilitators that they'll be working with from the college, which is very exciting.
Yes.
I know that Sabrina William and Hannah Hilker have been working very hard behind the scenes to bring that opportunity to us. So this is the 2nd year in a row that the Chamber has been able to partner with them, so we're very excited about that.
What is so wonderful about that is our business told us they wanted to have training locally so they didn't have to send people other places. And the MDC at Fort Hays does a wonderful job with that education.
And one thing of note, we do actually have 3 businesses that won't have a card to physically give out based on the fact of they'll be emailing out stamps. So MDC, and then our next one that will be featured October 6th is the WKHRMA. So that's a mouthful, but it's our Western Kansas HR group. And so they'll also have a virtual stamp that they'll be giving too. Is that right?
Yes. So what people need to do is on the challenge card, their email address will be on it. And then individuals email to that, let people know that the individual know they're with the challenge. And then whichever business it is that's doing the virtual stamp will send an email back with a stamp.
And it's very easy. So, and I think the WKHRMA is going to be talking about their annual conference. So likely you'll be receiving some great information. HR is one of those things that's always good to brush up on, whether or not you're a CEO, you're in HR, or you just are a manager trying to learn a little bit more.
Yeah. And the next business, Sarah, we actually have created for each business a stamp of their logo. So when you go into Brown Shoe Fit, for example, and visit in there with Brian, he will actually physically stamp your card on his spot with his logo.
And that'll be October 7th, he's featured, right?
Yes, October 7th. But again, you can go in any day. Something exciting about Brown Shoe Fit is this year they brought in children's shoes. So that's a nice turn of events for them. So that's great. And then kind of almost across the street, but not really, Office Products Incorporated has moved to Vine Street, and they're at 1307 Vine. And so you can go in there and visit with Jim, find out what office products they have available, and then get another stamp from Jim.
Exactly. So one thing of note, we say that there will be one featured business each day.
Yes.
And how they're really being featured specially that day is through the Chamber's Facebook page. We'll have some pre-recorded messages from our owners and our organizations on those days.
Yes, that's right. So if you're not already following our Facebook page, that would be a great thing for you to follow, because we keep it updated with things that are going on at the Chamber and in our community.
Exactly. So the other ones that we have coming up too, October 9th, that'll finish out. That first week is American Red Cross.
Yes.
So their crew is excited to, obviously, blood is always in short supply. So that's a great way to hopefully get some people excited about donating.
Yes.
They will be one more of our locations, however, that won't be handing out a challenge card.
Right.
They will be participating through the email option as well.
Yes, yeah. And they are so excited. The American Red Cross organization is really excited about Sherry participating in this Business Showcase Challenge. So that's really good.
And then we kick off week 2 with Regina's.
Yes, what a great place.
So that'll be October 12th. And obviously you're seeing a product at their presentation here with us today. They do such beautiful work. They've got live flowers, specialized gifts, and so many sweet things. When you walk into that shop, it literally fills your nose with good smells.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yes, and it's downtown. Yeah.
We are getting close to running out of a bit of time, Rhonda. So let's highlight those last couple of businesses real quick.
We have Forte's Auto Sales, and they'll have a stamp available. And Chef's Crate, Tim's going to be giving out loaves of bread for all people that come in with the challenge. We have G&L Tire and Automotive, so that's great. And Kaiser Liquor will be completing the week on October 16th. So go to one of the businesses where you can actually go into their store, pick up your card, and begin your challenge. So it should be fun.
So anyone who completes 8 stamps or more is encouraged to bring their card to the Chamber office at 2700 Vine Street on the following week. And we will be doing a drawing for up to $250 worth of Chamber checks, courtesy of our big sponsor, Jody Hip Aflac. So we are excited to finish up this first session of our Hayes Headlines for October. Look forward to segment 2, where we'll be looking at 2 revitalized spaces in downtown Hayes.
Trust Rogers & Associates Insurance to keep your peace of mind through all the seasons in life. Whether you're cozy at home memory making with your family, on an outdoor adventure with the top down, floating on a boat, or in the middle of harvest, we can customize an insurance plan that's perfect for you. For all the seasons, we've got you covered. Call us or visit us online to learn more today.
It's about caring for the people we serve.
We're neighbors.
We're friends.
We are fellow Kansan.
We've got the best minds working on our network because you deserve the latest technology.
You can count on us to be there with our local customer care.
We don't settle for less than the newest devices, plans, and accessories at honest prices.
We're proud of our roots and excited about the future.
We're keeping Kansans connected.
At Next Generation, we're working to keep kids local, and you can help. Your gift of any amount provides opportunities for high school and college students to experience local careers with local businesses right here at home.
Opportunities for paid internships that teach students about their local community and prepare them with hands-on job skills now, so they are ready to remain local for the future.
Like me in Plainville.
Like me in Phillipsburg.
Students like me in Waukene.
Welcome back to this month's episode of Hayes Headlines. I'm Sara Bloom with Downtown Hayes Development Corporation, downtown on the bricks, outside of a brand new business, the Strand Event Center. It's a brand new business, but a very old, very historic building to our downtown, and we're so excited that it has been revitalized by owners Dustin and Laney Roth. So we're gonna turn it over to them and let them tell you everything that's happening inside the building, and we'll show you some shots here in a second. Hi guys, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Hi Sarah, thanks for having us. Tell us what's happening inside. What's going on in there?
So right now they're finishing up about a $600,000 renovation to the historic Strand Theater. The theater was opened in 1917, and so it's 103 years old now, and looks brand new again. So there was about a couple $100,000 renovation to the exterior, which is where we're standing about 10 years ago, and at that time, the interior was gutted, and we had the opportunity to buy it last year and started the renovation this summer. And now it's going to be host to events in downtown Hayes and hopefully weddings and music and all kinds of things that we're going to try to bring back downtown to Hayes.
And you say it looks new, but there's a lot of historical characteristics that you've actually brought back. So it looks original, like for example, the ceilings. Tell us about some of that.
Yeah, so it has antique pressed tin ceilings. It was one of the neat things about the project when we started looking to try to replace some of the parts of the ceiling that had been destroyed. We made a phone call to a company out of Missouri and asked them. It looked like they had the right pattern and stuff like that. We got an email back that they were actually the company that installed the ceiling in 1917, and that the same machine that stamped the tin in 1917 was going to stamp the tin for 2020. So that was one of the neat things. We left parts of it to keep the history of it, like where the old antique balcony was. You can see where it was. It's not there anymore. We've got a new balcony, but you can see, the old hardwood floors are in there. Our bar is made to look a little bit more like an antique bar, but it's a brand new bar, and almost everything in there, from the electrical to plumbing to heating and air, are all just brand new.
Yep.
So,
Dustin, you know a lot about the history. Laney, you know all about the new stuff because you're the one that's kind of in charge of scheduling everything, and you're handling brides and event planners and all that. Tell us, how can they book it? What kind of events are you booking? Is there still time to get an event in for 2020? Or are you looking at 2021 already?
Sure, yeah. We have a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page set up. I just got that recently. So you can find us on both platforms of social media. You can also email us at thestrandhays@gmail.com. So that's something I check pretty regularly as well. So you can email us there. You can message us through Facebook or Instagram. We're taking any interest for any kind of event, really. Typically, I think we're kind of set up more of as a package style for the weekends, to where typically for weddings and bigger events where you'd have access to the building starting as early as 10 a.m. on Friday, and you have it through 10 a.m. on Sunday. With that being said, however, we've had some people reach out about graduation parties and things like that. Sometimes I'm not sure if our pricing maybe fits some of those events, but we're more than happy to accommodate anybody that we can. I think we're hoping to have maybe a few more specialty events during the week, maybe possibly a concert on occasion. I know we had hoped to do a Christmas concert, but I think with this year's circumstances, maybe not this year, but in the future that'll be coming. So people have a few different options too at the bar. They can leave it as a 100% cash bar for guests. They can have it as an open bar, or we can do a combination. So it's kind of nice with our point of sale system. We can be really flexible with that. Yeah, so we're pretty flexible in terms of what we can set it up for. But I think the most we've had people reach out about is wedding event venues or for receptions. We can also have a wedding inside the event. So we have a bride that's actually getting married in here in a couple weeks, and then we'll transition it to her reception as well. So that would be kind of neat. We're hoping to twist her arm with a few pictures so we can share those on our social media. So be on the lookout for that. We do have a couple openings more towards the holidays here for 2020, but our 2021 calendar is actually filling up quickly. So if you have something coming up and you're wanting to get in, definitely reach out to us soon, and we'll see if we can accommodate you.
What a great problem. So
Yes.
Just people watching, what is the ideal capacity for this building? What are you looking for there? Or what's the max, I guess?
So we'll get our official rating here soon, but it's been projected that our max occupancy will be 300. With that being said, I think maybe a few less than that is a little more comfortable when you're seated. However, I think we can accommodate up to 300 if needed.
Okay. One more question for both of you. You already have a downtown business. This is a huge investment as well. Tell us what inspired you to take on such a big project, and why downtown Hayes?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Dustin comes to me with these great ideas all the time. I'm like, oh, sure, okay, that sounds good. And kind of just assume maybe not all come together. And I remember the day I got the phone call where he said, hey, the bank accepted our offer on that building. And I kind of had that, oh no, like we're really doing this. But now that we're into it, I mean, we love Hayes. Hayes is where we're raising our family. We can't imagine being anywhere else. And we have a special place in our hearts for downtown Hayes. And so we're really excited to be able to bring this to everybody. You have anything to add to that? Sorry.
You know, this business tied in a little bit with our other business. We sell a lot of engagement rings, and we thought, hey, you know, this is just another part of the wedding system, and we would know that girls were getting engaged before they knew, and so we could do a little bit of advertising their way. But also, you know, we were the type of people that were complaining about things not getting done and buildings sitting empty and things like that. And sometimes then when an opportunity presents itself, we got to put our money where our mouth was, and we think this will do good. We think this business will be every bit as successful as our other businesses, and we just want Hayes to grow, and we want downtown to be what we know it can be.
Well, thank you again. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your investment in downtown Hayes. We wish you all the best with this. We can't wait to go take a quick peek inside.
Thanks,
we'll
Sarah.
be right back with the last segment of Hayes Headlines. We want to leave you with one more fantastic renovation that's recently happened in downtown Hayes. We're outside of 803 Fort Street, which is the new location of Sake2Me Sushi. They have been downtown before. They moved to Vine Street for a couple years. We're so excited to welcome them back downtown. We want to encourage you to come check out the renovation that they have done inside what many of you may know as the Hub Bike Shop or even the batting cages. They have completely gutted the entire building, renovated it, and turned it into a very modern but industrial type location. They are back to doing what they are best at, and that is sushi, stir fry, and now you can even get it delivered to your house. So come on down to 803 Fort Street and check out the amazing renovation that Mike Husky and his team at Sake2Me Sushi have completed. Tell Mike thanks for his investment into downtown. Tell him welcome back to downtown, and stick with us for the next segment of Hayes Headlines.
The team at Homestead Assisted Living is a proud supporter of the Hayes community. Located just west of the Sternberg Natural History Museum, Homestead is a warm and welcoming community where residents receive compassionate care from licensed professionals. If you're curious about senior living options for yourself or a loved one, make Homestead your first call. Our kind and courteous staff would love to show you around and answer any questions you may have. Call us today to schedule a tour of Homestead or visit us online at homesteadofhayes.com.
What a girl wants in her home kitchen. Ease of use, flexibility, fun, the latest kitchen design, FRIGIDAIRE professional real stainless steel for fewer finger smudges, a French door refrigerator, convection cooking, and quiet dishwasher. Have the staff at Genuine Appliance in Hayes demonstrate new FRIGIDAIRE gallery appliances to find what you want. Genuine Appliance at 1224 East 27th Street in Hayes. Everything a girl wants.
At United Way of Ellis County, we believe education spans from cradle to career. It is through programs such as youth mentoring, parenting education, and financial literacy that we encourage the importance of education as a cornerstone for success. Access to education allows for higher earning potential and a more engaged community. The path to success begins early, and at United Way, we fight for the community's health, education, financial stability, and most importantly, you. Anyone can make a difference. Join our fight towards a better community today.
Welcome back to Hayes Headlines. I'm Melissa Dixon from the Hayes Convention and Visitors Bureau here on 10th Street with Jeremy Gill, the Kansas Room Coordinator at Hayes Public Library. And Jeremy, I wanted to bring you here to show you how proud we are of this attraction. This is just one piece of the historic markers walking tour downtown. We just had them restored we had some help from Fort Hays State Department of Art and Design. Toby Flores, who works in bronze, and his assistant Danielle Robinson came down and put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and tools and dremeling into bringing these back to life. They were pretty unreadable before, and now I'm really proud to send people down to the tour. So I know in your experience in the Kansas Room, you've got a little bit of history, and there's about 30 of these around town, and each one has a special story. Can you tell us a little bit about Tommy Drum's Saloon, which is where we're at today?
Yeah, sure. So all along 10th Street here and from other various locations, these plaques exist, tell a story about Hayes's kind of more wild past. And if you walk up and down here on 10th Street, you can see that it was full of saloons and brothels and those kind of ill establishments. But here's Tommy Drum's Saloon. Was a business by Tom Drum himself. He was a gentleman that was a bartender here, but he was also known as a really respected member of the Hayes community. He did like charitable drives. He always made sure his employees were taken care of. He was a little bit better than some of the other guys, like next door is Patty Welsh Saloon, who was a little more kind of a rough character, you could say. But at this site, it was kind of the most popular saloon here along 10th Street, and it had people from Buffalo Bill Cody to Wild Bill Hickok, Nelson Miles, soldiers at the fort, General George Custer drank here. And one of the more interesting stories that I've come across is that P.T. Barnum, so if anyone's ever watched the Greatest Showman movie, they'll know that he was a circus guy. He came to Hayes looking for Wild Bill Hickok, who was the sheriff at the time. And he actually met him here. He got a drink with him. He played a game of poker with him, and he thought that he'd swindle Hickok in a game of poker, and he'd actually have him in debt, and then he would offer him a job that he couldn't refuse within his circus doing shooting exhibitions. But Hickok actually beats Barnum in the game, so he has the upper hand in the negotiation. So he actually meets with him at his hotel after the game, and he still gives him this opportunity to join. He said, I want you to come to New York City with me. I want you to be in my show. And Hickok basically says, well, the salary you just offered me in this contract, I just beat you for in your game, so I don't really need the money. I also don't like circuses, and I think that I would be way too controversial for your show. I'm pretty wild. So I think I'm just going to stay here in Hayes. I just got elected sheriff, so I kind of owe it to this community to clean it up a little bit. So Barnum went on his way, but they did all of that here at this site.
That's amazing. So it probably worked out in the best interest of the circus.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so.
Now I know Buffalo Bill had a big showy performance. I didn't realize Wild Bill was in demand as well as a performer.
Yeah, so Cody actually just kind of perfected something that was already going on. These shows with Barnum were taking place on stages. Cody kind of takes that exhibition and moves it out into the open with these really grand shows that he takes around the world. But beforehand, Cody himself actually tried to perform in these shows, and Wild Bill Hickok did as well. They were all pretty horrible at acting. They were a little bit better behind the scenes. Hickok actually would get drunk and start shooting. If everyone's seen the movie Tombstone, where they're at the theater and they're shooting into the ceiling, that all kind of took place here in these shows.
Well, we get a lot of requests from people for the walking tour brochure. So we give these out at the Welcome Center. But I had no idea that they had been around so long. And Jeremy, you helped us find out that they were actually first installed summer of 1974. And they were commissioned by the city and then given to Ellis County Historical Society. So we were excited to team up with them and restore them. I don't know if you saw the documentary that the Arts Council played for the sesquicentennial for the city's 150th anniversary. But it was like a time capsule of Hayes from 1979. And there was a part where they panned across where everybody was dragging mane, and they went past one of these markers. And I said, oh my gosh, is that what they're supposed to look like? Bright and shiny like that? So I'm pretty excited that they're back to the point where you can actually read them from the street, driving by in your car. So I don't recommend doing that, but you can actually see that it's something to get out and look at. So thank you for helping us get the story for at least this one. I learned something today, and I'm really excited to get back into this tour and learn more about some of the other sites. So I may be calling on you to help us get some stories for some more of these later on.
You can call, or anyone else can call. We're just trying to preserve Hayes' history here, so I'm glad that this got done.
We really appreciate all you do too.
Yeah,
in the
appreciate
Kansas
it.
Room. Well, we're going to wrap up Hayes Headlines. We'll see you next month for November's.